Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Heart of Hollywood magazine interview series. My name is Fernanda Irastorza, and I will be your interviewer. And today, I'm really excited to bring our guest, Hector Kuri.
Hi, I'm Hector Kuri, but everyone calls me Tocho.
We're really excited to have you here, Tocho. Thank you for
Thank you very
coming.
much, Fer. Thank you.
So, I just wanted to ask you, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, where you're from.
Well, I'm 17 years old. I'm from Mexico City, and I'm an actor. Well, I started acting like 3 years ago. I was in a Mexican movie called The Hole in the Fence, and right now I'm 2 years from finishing school and then going into university. I've lived my whole life in Mexico City. I studied 2 years in Ireland last year and 3 years ago, just before the pandemic. And yeah, that's basically me in a few words.
Great. So, you said you're an actor, right? And you're pretty young to be an actor, like 17 years old to start acting. That's pretty young. So, what do you think are some advantages and disadvantages of working in the entertainment industry so young?
Well, as a disadvantage at 17, it's a risky age because you've got some projects that portray 17-year-old kids, but industries are looking for actors that are older, like are in their 20s or stuff like that, because they're more experienced. And like take Outer Banks, for example. Like the main character portrays a guy who's 17 and the actor's 26. So I think that's like a top thing of being a young actor. But on the other side, being young as an actor in this industry is pretty good because you get to experience more of it, and you have more years to try and get experience, and you can get like maybe rejected of a few roles, but then you have way more years of your life to be better and grow as an actor.
That's really interesting. So, I'm supposing, obviously, that if you're an actor, you love movies. So, if you could work with any director you could choose, who would you choose?
Ah, that's a really really tough question. I think I'd go with I think I go with Wes Anderson. I think he'd be a really fun director to work with all the sets and the scripts, and I just love his films in every way. But also I'd love to work with Cuaron because of him being Mexican, and I just also love his work. But I think if I had to choose one, I choose Wes Anderson.
Nice, that's a nice choice. So, what's your favorite Wes Anderson film?
Um, I think it'd be Moonrise Kingdom because I think it's pretty underrated, and it's just beautiful in every way.
Great choice. So, being an actor, I don't think it's that easy, and I think it's actually a job that kind of takes taken for granted. So, I'm really curious to know what techniques you use to get into character.
Well, what I've used and what has worked with me is I have like a diary with my character, and each scene, when I get the script, I read it like a couple of times, and then in each scene I answer a few questions like, who am I in that moment? What am I doing? What difficulties do I have? What do I want to be portrayed of me, like to the people that I'm talking to? And then just like, I think breathing techniques also work, like really focusing on what emotion is the character living, and through that channeling them through the six emotions, and then taking that, exploring like where could the character get in using the breathing, and yeah, that's my technique.
That's great. So, do you have any role models in the entertainment industry?
Yeah, I have a few, but I think one that I really love is Diego Luna. Also, he's because he's from Mexico, but I think I just love the way he is, and also outside of the film industry, like the projects he does outside with helping poverty in Mexico. And I think another role model would be Joaquin Phoenix, because of his commitment to the roles. I think that's unbelievably special, and I think he does it better than no other.
I hope one day you get to work with them. I know you will.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so too.
Thank you. So, what made you really fall in love with acting? Like, what told you that that was what you wanted to do with your life?
It had to be has to be my first film, when I worked in my first film. Before that, I didn't really have any experience in acting. So when I got accepted into this movie, because they came into my school, they were looking for actors, and some of my friends and I said like, oh, let's give it a try, go to the cast to see what happens. And then I got a call back, and then another, and then another, and then suddenly it was 2 months later, and I was filming a movie which I had really no experience at all. And that, so seeing how things were made, and because I think when you watch a movie, it's just like, oh, it was good or it was bad. But really, when you think about all the process that goes behind the movie and the role that everyone has, and it's so important. And I just love the whole industry, and started watching a lot more movies and analyzing really what films really are. And I think that's where it clicked. That's where I said, this is what I'm good at and what I want to do with my life.
That's really beautiful, actually. So, you talked a lot about the process of making a movie and how you really enjoyed it. So, what was your favorite part about the whole process?
Specifically with this movie, because it has a lot of kids in the cast. What I loved was that even before, months before shooting the film, we would come together, like the whole cast, to get that chemistry that you really see in the film. And they would put different exercises that we would do as kids, like to get to know each other and to break all the barriers that we had, or maybe one's too shy, or you don't really like another one. So that really united us all, and really made this project what it was, like a really fun experience and comfortable experience.
Shooting a movie as a kid must be like it must have some difficult parts. So, what was the least favorite thing you did like in the process of shooting the movie?
I think I loved it all. Maybe being, because we shot the film 7 weeks in a camp, because the movie's situated in a camp. So that was a very good point with the director, that we all went together to the camp. But maybe the separation from my parents, 7 weeks, it had been the longest. But other than that, it was all great. I really loved everything, every step of it.
And it was also kind of like a shock. Like everything happened so fast and you weren't expecting anything. So you being, what was it, like 15 years old, 14 years
Hmm.
old?
Yeah,
How,
14.
how do you think that impacted your life right now? Like if you could go back and just think that you didn't take that decision to make the movie, how do you think your life would be now? Like how would
I
it change?
it changed. I don't think it changed really a lot in how I relate with people, but I think it like opened my eyes to what storytelling can be. How could you take something that you see on the street, and you see that you're like, oh, this is impactful, that you can take that thought and make it into something huge, and to show the world what a story, and spread a message, and just like, so I think that's what most changed me. But other than that, I think I would be in a similar place.
That's great. So to anyone watching, what would you want them to learn about you or know about you?
um that's a good question. I i I think that to get into watching movies, because when I wasn't into film, and I would watch, I don't know, maybe Roma, which is a more artistic film, and be like, oh, this is boring, to just like take a step back and look at the whole picture, and say like, all that goes behind the movies, like the product placement, the the actors' clothing, or each. I'll say this for the viewers. Next time you watch a movie, see how every time the shot changes, that's another time that you recorded that. So say you're watching the scene here, right? But from one you're watching the from this angle, but then the next scene you're watching it from this angle, but it's the same scene, and that doesn't take it in one take. You have to do it several times and the same way. So there are people who do the continuity, and I don't know. I think that's what impacted me the most. So that like growing and how analyzing things is, and from me that the viewers know of me, I don't know, I think just like how it really changes you when you find your passion, that before many people struggle with not knowing what to do in the future. And I would have never guessed 5 years ago that I want to be an actor. But then to explore all possibilities, to go out of your comfort zone and really embrace all that there is in the world, because you'll eventually find something and make you happy, and not just go for a normal career that your parents want you to do. So I think everyone here has a passion, and they should explore everything to know truly what they want to do in life.
I'm sure that the viewers will find their passion after this and watch movies from a different perspective. So thank you so much, Tocho. And I hope to see you in your next film.
Yeah, no, thank you, Fer.
Goodbye.
Bye.